Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. I'm just arriving at Aguirre Springs campground. It's a BLM campground. For me, it's $350 a night. But what we'll do now, we'll drive in. This is the Oregon Mountains, just east of Las Cruces on the way to Alamogordo on Highway 70. And just after you come over the big hill, the mountain out of Las Cruces going to Alamogordo, you turn to the right. Anyway, having said that, let's move along here, Rusty, because this right in the direct sunlight. And let me kind of get the video camera set up right. We'll kind of put it like this, I guess. But anyway, it's a windy road for a long ways in here, and I think you can only have RVs up to about, I don't know, 22 feet. It's because it has some really sharp switchbacks, and this is a rough road, so the camera's probably going to shake, but if it does, it just does. Well, if it's too bad, I won't post a video, but shows the fire danger low. What that tells me is they've had a little rain. We're kind of going into the sun. We'll be going in and out of the sun all the way. Straight ahead, if you can see that, that is the Las Cruces, or excuse me, the White Sands Missile Center Museum and stuff. I've been there. I've done a video there because they have a mock-up of the old Fat Boy bomb, the atomic bomb there. Speed limit's 45, but you're not going to go 45 long because the only place to get. Let me turn it around here a little bit if I can do it. Every time I try to do something with this camera, I screw it up. How about that? All right, let's go, Rusty. But again, those are the Oregon Mountains near Las Cruces, New Mexico. This is Wednesday morning, May 1st, 2019. Temperature right here shows to be about 65 degrees. And the time is, and I quote, 10:06 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is what you call dry camping as opposed to boondocking. Boondocking means you actually go out in the, quote, boonies where there's no improvements of any kind and camp. And there's no hookups, of course, of any kind either. Here, this is called dry camping because the sites are improved. They do have vault toilets. They do not have water at the campground. They do have water available at the host site, which is a pretty good ways from the campground. This might be the host site right here. It is, or is it? Nope, it's not. It's further down. Yeah, that's his site up here. But yeah, there's a place to pull in and you can get drinking water there. Have I ever done it? One time. Most of the time I just go into Las Cruces and fill up my water bottles and add a few gallons to the tank that way, even though it's 30 cents a gallon. I'd only add 2 or 3 gallons because that'll last me 2 or 3 days out of the tank. I got 1 gallon for drinking water, 1 gallon for shower, and then about 1 gallon miscellaneous washing dishes and washing my hands and stuff. But it is we'll get to the windy road in a minute. Once we get past the host site, we kind of cut off to the right towards the mountains, and we really get on some switchbacks. Now we're entering the Oregon Mountains Desert Peaks National Monument, U.S. Department of Interior, which basically means Bureau of Land Management. That's the host site on the right, and there's potable water right over here to the right. There's a little water station. Yeah, they close those gates at night. I think it's around 8 p.m. they close those gates. I don't know how that works. I've never had any problem. I'm usually asleep by that time anyway. Pretty mountains. And from up there, yeah, you get a wonderful Verizon signal here. And beautiful views if you get the right campsite. There's there, when you go in, well, you'll see, I'll just let that go, but it's a pretty drive. Speed limit says 25. Right now I'm going down the hill going 30. I'm fixing to slow down because it really starts winding in here. I've been here a few times, so y'all have probably seen videos of this before, but just enjoy it because we've got a lot of new subscribers and some of those people have not seen it, so just bear with me, you old veterans and you old subscribers. Pretty mountains. The sun sets right over those mountains to the west, which is nice in the summertime for those of you that are coming here in the heat of the summer. The elevation, as I recall, is right close to 6,000 feet at the campground, which during the summers is moderate compared to Las Cruces and Alamogordo temperatures, just because of the elevation. Yeah, we're about from the campground to Las Cruces to go buy groceries. You can allow about 25 minutes. It's not that far in miles, but you just can't drive that fast on this windy road getting out to Highway 70. And this takes most of your time right here. It takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get to the campground. That's why I started the video right at the entrance. So that would work out. That'd give me about a 15-minute video or so, which is fine. Do I really care? No. Because average watch time on my video is about 5.5 minutes. But that's average. You know, that takes into consideration those that clicked the video, saw my face and clicked off, or heard my voice and clicked off. And there's probably a lot of those. I don't blame them. Jeez. Look at that old dog. Woof, woof. But yeah, the boondocking for me is enjoyable. It like this, you know, where you've got a semi campground. It's okay. As far as going out in the boonies, there are a few places that I'll still go that are BLM sites probably. In fact, this is a test here to see how much I like this. Now I want to check out my solar. Of course, I've already done that when I was at Del Rio at the National Recreation Area in Texas. I checked it out, and everything worked great. You know, so if that continues, then you may see some more boondocking type stuff. If I can turn this, I don't know why it's so hard to turn. That might be a little better. But here we go. But yeah, I just wanted to test this because, you know, dry camping for me is actually more enjoyable than, or was more enjoyable than, state parks or any national park campgrounds, particularly RV parks. Those are out totally. And when you'd ask why, well, the reason is usually there's fewer people there because there's no hookups. All right, and because there is no power, you don't get a lot of, well, you rarely get any loud music. In fact, this whole trip, I have never been bothered by any noise at night at all for a month. Okay, none. I mean, I might as well have been at my home base where it's extremely quiet, my home base in Central Texas. But you can see that we go up and down and up and down. Pretty soon we'll just start up. But if you were pulling a 40-foot fifth wheel, as you got into some of these things here, you would find that it's going to get, there's more. We go down here and then we go back up into the mountains. I do like this campground. I like it. See, this is a pretty good turn here. But it wouldn't bother you. Now this one would. This one right here. Do you see that fish hook or semi-fish hook? Sign, that's the sign I'm talking about. Those are the ones that get you. And just getting here, you know, if you were coming from Alamogordo here, not bad. But when you come out of Las Cruces, you come over this mountain and you're just starting down the other side and you got to hit your brakes to make that turn to come in here. One lane road ahead. Yeah, what it does, it forks up here, and the one road is the exit coming out of the campground, and of course we'll hang to the right and follow the one lane road into the campground. But you can't go in those. You can't even try to go in that exit. The reason is they've got those spikes that are one-way spikes. You can run over them coming out, but if you go this way, it'll blow out your tires. Now, why they do that, I don't know. Well, I do understand, because it's a one-lane road like this. You know, if you met a car, you can't pull over. There's no shoulder. But it's a beautiful day. You know, as you can see, the skies are so clear, it's amazing, and that's pretty much New Mexico all year round. It doesn't change much. You know, a cloudy day here is kind of a celebration. It's a pretty drive. I like this drive coming in and out. I do. I mean, I say I do. I do in the sense that I'm in no hurry, so therefore I can stop, kind of slow down and enjoy the drive, because there are a lot of plants here, desert plants, of course, and it appears they've had some moisture in the past few weeks, because as you can see, the plants are quite green, a lot of green things, even a little grass. So that means all the little birds and animals are just happy. Now this is a switch back here you'd have a problem with if you had a 40-foot fifth wheel, or a 30-foot, or a 28. Because there's a drop off on the right and a drop off on the left, so you couldn't, you know, let your wheels go over those curbs. I'm just saying this for those of you that have those big rigs and you might think you might want to come here. I would pass this one up if I had a big rig, because the second problem you've got, if you did manage to get here, the campsites aren't that big. You know, you back into one, and if you have a big fifth wheel, it's going to be sticking out in the road. Yeah, we'll go up here and we'll take the loop and so forth. Let this thing go. We've got another 7 or 8 minutes, so it'll be a longer video than I thought. But I don't care. I'm just doing videos, guys. Been a good trip. Been out here, you know, this leg of the journey of my life for 1 month. Been interesting. You know, I tried to buy the property in Hillsboro, and that deal fell through. And you know, that was a real fork in the road right there for me, because had that deal gone through, right now I would be in Hillsboro, New Mexico, having the property cleared and having electric brought in and water and getting ready for the phone and stuff next week. But that road dead ended, and so now I had to go back and take the other road, which, folks, I have to tell you, I know a lot of people say, well, you know, things usually work out for the best, and you know, I agree with that philosophy, but things just do. You know, things just happen. You know, you just have to be flexible. See, here's another turn right here. If you had a big rig, even with my casita, I got to be a little careful, and it's 17 feet. I'm hoping the phone doesn't overheat and the thing cut off, because this sun up here is brutal. So if the video ends abruptly, it's because when the phone overheats in the direct sunlight, it cuts off. I just turned the air conditioner on and put it on vent, so if you hear a little air movement, it's that. Yeah, this is definitely a one-lane road, isn't it? But it's a pretty drive if you're not in a hurry. If you're in a hurry, it's not going to be fun at all. I mean, this thing is a snake's back, isn't it? But even pulling my 17-foot casita RV, I have to be watching so that I don't run a wheel off the side. And I have a single axle. You know, for a triple axle big fifth wheel, you ain't gonna do it. Well, you might. You know, you'd have to back up a few times and get lined up. But even when you got here, you got to a place where you have another problem. Aren't y'all loving this? Man, I'm giving you the full scoop, aren't I? Again, this is Aguirre Springs, Aguirre Springs, Bureau of Land Management campground near Las Cruces, New Mexico, on Highway 70, or off of Highway 70. It's not on Highway 70. It's near Highway 70, to be correct. That I'm really concerned about being perfectly correct. I just hope I can find a decent campsite. I mean, this is a Wednesday. It's, 10-ish, 10 o'clock-ish in the morning. Should be okay, but you never know. Some people get here to these places and cars and pickups and tents and stuff, and, it's reasonably cheap, so they just hang around, You can be here for 2 weeks and then you're supposed to move. There's a chance that you could probably, if you were really enjoying yourself and everything was working out, you could talk to the camp host, and if they're not busy, he'd probably let you stay another 2 weeks. They have that option, as far as from what I'm told. Yeah, this old windy road would be a little bit. I remember I pulled a 19-foot travel trailer in here years ago. Yeah, it was. That's about the limit. It says 22 feet, but for me it's 19. It says entering a fee area, blah blah blah. Yeah, you got to get the little pay envelopes, and I'll have to stop and get some, and that won't take but a second, because the pay booth is right straight ahead here on the. We're fixing to run into it here in about a minute. Yeah, there's a car there taking that camper on the left. And we're coming into the pay area now, where the pay booth is. But I'm not gonna go. Well, I will drive the loop and show you what it is, because I need to get a pay envelope or 2 or 3. I mean, I would walk up here later, but from where I want to camp, it's a pretty good walk. But it's a beautiful view from up here, guys. I promise you that. It is extremely pretty if you get the right campsite. However, that can be, I'm going to get up here and then I'm going to try to go through this loop here. Hang on just a second, guys. I need to go get me a pay envelope, and I will be right back. I'm back. Now, let's continue this deal. And I'll leave the mic right where it is. I think it'll work there. Let's go. There's a loop here, and it just makes a loop. You go right in and hang to the right, and there's campsites on the right-hand side, and there's campsites on the left. And, of course, they've got a speed bump from hail, so don't race over it in your RV or all your stuff will be on the floor. Okay, we did it. Now let's just keep doing it, Rusty. So straight ahead, there's campsites there. It doesn't look like they're very busy here, actually. And there's some fairly good campsites here. In fact, there's one up on this hill that if it's available, I may just pull in, because the way it works is my windows will be facing with a beautiful view, but rarely is it available. Rarely. And not only that, it is unbelievably unlevel. It is not even close. I mean, I'd have to put 8 inches of stuff under my tires, or one tire, to get it even close to being level. This site right here is not bad. I don't know what number these are. I'll see if I can tell you. That is number 14. That's not a bad one there. The one I'm talking about is right straight ahead here. It's available, but god dang. See, they got it bricked off there. You can't even get in there now. They got it rocked off so you can't get in. Is that good or bad? I'm going to try this thing right here. This is actually a good site in some ways. And we may try this for a day, but the thing of it is, it's so unlevel, man. You just have a real problem. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop here because I may want to park in this site, and so we'll do the rest of this campground later on. So from Aguirre Springs Campground in New Mexico, this is Rusty 78609 at campsite number 18, and let's see what happens. So anyway, guys, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. I think it's already ended anyway. Yep, it's did. So anyway, guys, I don't know if you can see it. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want. Use the Amazon link if you can or want to, and I appreciate it. Keep your health, drink water, stretch, walk, and all that stuff. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.